Welcome back to Africa 54. I'm Esther Githu-Ewart in Washington. Authorities in Malawi say an invasion by 4 armyworms is threatening to create food shortages in the southern African country. Since the start of the rainy season in November, the worms have destroyed crops for 250,000 farming families. Farmers say pesticides that the government is supplying are inadequate and ineffective, forcing some to turn to traditional methods to combat the pests. Lamek Masina reports from Mulanje District, Malawi.
26-year-old Malawian farmer Teresa Manuel is among farmers worst affected by an invasion of 4 armyworms. The mother of 3 normally harvests over 40 bags of maize from her 2-acre garden, but this season she is expecting almost nothing.
My entire maize field has been attacked by the armyworms and I have nothing now.
Armyworms are an invasive pest from the Americas that has devastated crops in Africa since 2016. They feed on cereal crops like maize, a staple food in Malawi. Malawi authorities estimate that since November, the worms have destroyed crops for over 250,000 farming families.
That means another hunger now. We are going to face hunger in this area. There are a lot of villages which have been affected, as I have said, and it means hunger now. So we need government's intervention.
Malawi's Minister of Agriculture blames weather patterns for the armyworm invasion. The ministry is distributing free pesticides to affected farmers, but they are getting complaints that they are useless.
The problem is that most farmers apply the pesticides when the worms are already grown. As a result, the worms don't die because they're old enough to resist the pesticides.
Farmers like Manuel are resorting to homemade remedies to ward off the pests.
As farmers, we're using our own traditional methods, like applying soil, soup from small fish, leaves from the neem tree, and powdered soap.
But Malawian farmers say they need more help to recover from the pest's damage.
Since government appreciates that the invasion is huge, what we want is that it would consider providing us with seeds, or they should give us food that will take us to the next growing season.
Malawi authorities say they will soon distribute seeds to affected farmers. An armyworm invasion in 2017 forced Malawi to declare 20 of the country's 28 districts as disaster areas. Lamek Masina for VOA News, Mulanje, Malawi.
Communities in South Sudan are coming together to discuss the country's peace-building process. One of such places is a city called Yambio, where residents are engaging with each other towards the promotion of peace and harmony. This follows a peace deal signed by President Salva Kiir and former rebel leader Riek Machar in 2018 to end the country's civil war.
Residents of Yambio are holding a special rally calling for an end to conflicts in the country. The rally is organized by the country's National Pre-Transitional Committee in partnership with the United Nations Peacekeeping Mission in South Sudan. The agenda of the event is to educate the community about the content of the peace agreement signed by the warring parties in September 2018, and to also mobilize them as ambassadors for peace. People from remote parts of the country's western equatorial region are in attendance and are given the opportunity to ask questions about the revitalized peace agreement.
Today, I am very happy because we have been hearing about this peace agreement for so long, and it's only today that we're able to understand what it means.
Both states. Now I understand that the issue of the states will be solved, and also learned that very soon the government will be formed. And it is a very important thing that I learned.
President Salva Kiir and former rebel leader Riek Machar signed a peace deal in 2018 under pressure from the United Nations, United States and other countries in the region to end the country's civil war, agreeing to form a unity government by November 12, 2018. That target date passed without an agreement on key issues, including security, and the two leaders pushed the deadline back by 100 days.
People are the custodians of this peace agreement, and they must understand the key provisions of the peace agreement. It is only when they understand the provisions of this peace agreement that they can be able to support the peace agreement. And if they can support this peace agreement, then they can be able to own it. And if they can own this peace agreement, then they can be able to live by the peace agreement and implement whatever is in the peace agreement, and that is one way to ensure lasting peace in this country.
South Sudan, the world's youngest country, gained independence from Sudan in 2011 but descended into a civil war 2 years later. The conflict has killed an estimated 400,000 people and forced millions from their homes.